war where life and death are separated by a single breath. Where the stories behind the front lines are written not only in blood and tears, but also in moments of courage that rise above all orders. This is Global Military, bringing to life the most shocking military events in.
During World War II, the German military machine was feared across Europe. But among all branches of Adolf Hitler's forces, one stood out for its brutality, fanatical loyalty, and countless war crimes: the Waffen-SS. The Waffen-SS was originally created as Hitler's personal bodyguard unit in the 1920s. But by the time the war began in 1939, it had grown into a massive combat force, numbering over 900,000 men at its peak. Unlike the regular German army, the Waffen-SS was trained not only as soldiers, but also as political warriors, indoctrinated with Nazi ideology and absolute loyalty to Hitler. Their training was harsh, designed to break down individuality and instill blind obedience. Recruits were taught to see themselves as an elite brotherhood, superior to all others. They were encouraged to be ruthless, to show no mercy to the enemy, and to sacrifice everything for the Third Reich. This fanatical mindset translated into some of the most brutal actions of the entire war. The Waffen-SS became infamous for massacres, atrocities against civilians, and the merciless treatment of prisoners of war. One of the most notorious divisions was the SS Division Das Reich. In June 1944, after the Allied landings in Normandy, Das Reich moved through France. On their way, they carried out one of the worst massacres in Western Europe. In the village of Oradour-sur-Glane, SS troops rounded up 642 civilians, men, women, and children. The men were shot, while women and children were locked in a church that was set on fire. Hardly anyone survived. The village was left in ruins, and it remains preserved as a memorial to Nazi brutality. Another infamous division was the SS Totenkopf Division, literally meaning Death's Head Division. Originally formed from concentration camp guards, this unit carried the skull insignia on their caps and uniforms. Their history was soaked in blood. They were responsible for countless executions of civilians in Poland, massacres of Soviet prisoners of war, and brutal anti-partisan operations. Their very presence spread terror across occupied territories. The Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, Hitler's personal guard, also committed shocking atrocities. At Malmedy in Belgium during the Battle of the Bulge in 1944, SS troops executed over 80 American prisoners of war after they had surrendered. This became one of the most infamous war crimes committed against Allied soldiers in Western Europe. What made the Waffen-SS so dangerous was not only their brutality, but also their military effectiveness. They were often better trained, better equipped, and more motivated than regular German units. They fought fanatically on every front, from the invasion of Poland and France to the vast battles in the Soviet Union. At Kharkov, Kursk, and throughout the Eastern Front, they gained a reputation as fierce fighters. But this reputation was always tainted by the crimes they committed alongside their battlefield successes. By the end of the war, the Waffen-SS had expanded to include not only Germans, but also volunteers from across Europe. Divisions were raised in countries like Norway, the Netherlands, Latvia, and even Muslim units from Bosnia. But no matter their origin, all swore absolute loyalty to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi cause. After Germany's defeat in 1945, the true extent of the Waffen-SS's crimes was revealed. At the Nuremberg trials, the entire SS organization was declared a criminal organization, responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Survivors testified about massacres, executions, and the role of SS units in the Holocaust. Historians today consider the Waffen-SS to be the most brutal group of soldiers in World War II. They combined military skill with ideological fanaticism, creating a force that was both effective and terrifying. Their story serves as a reminder of how dangerous blind obedience and extremist ideology can become when fused with military power. The Waffen-SS were not just soldiers. They were instruments of terror, enforcing Nazi domination through fear, violence, and destruction. Their legacy is one of blood and ashes, a warning from history that cruelty, once unleashed, can scar generations forever.